podcast about comics. A podcast about comics.
A.P.A.C.
Welcome back to another episode of a podcast about comics. This is your boy Tchallabpp74 and my man
Keitanooo.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode. We're about to do this thing. Today's episode is called SpiderVerse. Have you seen anything that's been going on with Spider-Man?
I actually have been out of the loop this week.
Okay. Some interesting things happened about a week ago. It was confirmed that Benedict Cumberbatch was reprising his role as Doctor Strange in Spider-Man 3. There was also rumors floating around that the name of the episode of the sequel was going to be called Homeworlds, because they was going to be introducing the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
Now, Sony have debunked. There have been rumors floating around that Tobey Maguire is coming back, Andrew Garfield is coming back, whatever.
Would you want Tobey Maguire to come back?
If they was going to do a Spider-Verse movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
What did you like about Tobey Maguire?
I thought Tobey Maguire was a good Spider-Man. I think he could have made a better Peter Parker. I thought Andrew Garfield was a really good Peter Parker. Tom Holland has landed everything. But
see, I thought that you said that the other guy was name of the second guy.
Andrew Garfield.
That he made a good Spider-Man but not a good Peter Parker.
Tobey Maguire changed things for me when I watched Spider-Man 3. And he's doing the campy dancing and all that.
So Spider-Man 3 was such a bad film that I feel like it shouldn't even count.
It shouldn't.
So if you just base it off on 1 and 2,
then Andrew Garfield is the better Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire, not a better Peter Parker. Tobey Maguire, you see the Peter Parker in him in 1 and 2. 3, he just... Yeah, I want to throw up in my mouth a little bit.
Would you have, I can see her face, but who played Mary Jane in the Tobey Maguire films?
And the Tobey Maguire was Kirsten Dunst. Yeah.
Would you still go with Kirsten Dunst?
No, I would not, because I don't think she made a good Mary Jane. No.
Her or the writing for her?
Here's the thing. She's a talented actress. I have seen her in some things that I'm like, okay, she made me believe.
In my experience, the woman can act her face off.
Maybe it's just the writer then, or the director. Maybe he was okay with her performance and her going that route. I just didn't.
Look, you don't have to look any further than the Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah.
To see what she was bringing.
And look at the kind of age that she was.
And she was a kid.
She was a kid. Yeah.
I mean, to me, there's a few child, actors and actresses that have stood the test of time, and I put her up there. Hayden Panettiere, put her up there, and
okay,
as well as it's on the tip of my tongue. It was like it was there, but then Hayden came to my mind, and then I lost it.
I think Keira Knightley is a.
All right, I'm not familiar with her, but I got it. Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, but Drew Barrymore is very much old school, though.
Well, but I've seen Drew since she was a little girl.
She was a kid in E.T.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I can even take that back to that Stephen King film, Firestarter.
Okay, you're right. That came out, it was before E.T., wasn't it?
I think so.
No, it was after. She made her debut on E.T.
Did she?
I think so.
All I know is the girl can act.
She can.
So, there's a lot of, kids that grew up into adults that you could tell that they worked at their craft. Mm-hmm. And the 3 that I named, I feel like they really did work at their craft.
Okay. Now,
so I don't have a problem with her coming back as Toby's Mary Jane. I don't have a problem with that.
Then,
if he was coming
then
back,
give me a decent writer. Give me a decent director. I don't want a Sam Raimi again, because I'm sorry, it didn't do it. She did not make me believe she was Mary Jane. That's my biggest thing. You got to make me believe you are who you say you are.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How do you like Zendaya doing what she does? We've never talked about her.
Yeah. No. No, she's a great character in the series, or in the sequels, in the movies.
Yeah.
She's not Mary Jane Watson.
But is her name Mary Jane Watson?
It's not.
It's right?
It's MJ is the initials, but it's something.
But she's not
It's like Michelle something.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
But she's in it now, so whatever you get from Marvel, she comes as part.
Let me ask you a question. Isn't she her name? Isn't she the one who becomes Firestar?
Who becomes Firestar?
Firestar.
Like the old
school.
Firestar,
yes,
like
superhero.
Spidey, Ice, and Firestar.
Yes. See if you can look it up.
All right.
What's her name on the show? Her name is something else. It's Michelle something on the Spider-Man, right? And I think that character, the same name that she's carrying is the same name for the character Firestar.
Okay.
But for some reason, the initials is MJ, so they did the whole MJ thing or whatever. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, in the movies, they always slightly change things. You see what I'm saying? Right. Otherwise, everybody would know what's what.
Right.
I definitely don't think she's a Mary Jane Watson. And Mary Jane Watson is the love of Peter Parker's life.
Of course. So having this relationship kind of baffled me a little bit because, I understood that he's got to have somebody.
Okay.
But this grouchy girl as his love interest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
But overall, the films are good.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the movies are great.
Yep.
I think everything about it is great.
Yep.
However, I'm interested to see where they go. They restarted productions last week.
Okay.
Jimmy Kimmel even talked a little bit about it. He put some stuff up and was trolling folks. And he was like, hey, productions have started for Spider-Man 3. I have also been tapped as Kraven the Hunter, which sent Twitter and everybody on there in an uproar like, oh my God, Jimmy Kimmel is Kraven the Hunter. Sony did release, I think it's Sony Collider did release that Kraven the Hunter is either the antagonist or the villain for Spider-Man 3.
Right.
Now, this whole thing about Doctor Strange coming in.
What's that all about?
It's a twist, okay? Now, they're talking about the SpiderVerse. Okay. And I'm sure with what's happening in WandaVision is going to trickle over into the SpiderVerse. You know what I'm saying? And then it's going to come to a head in the second or the second Doctor Strange. You see what I'm saying? Because everything is happening now is with all these multiverse and all these different,
Well, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
Are we ready to have a multiverse? Are we ready for that?
Not yet. So
here's
why. You have to lay the foundation for it before.
Right.
And I think they're going to do a great job at it. I hope they don't rush it. Because if they rush it, we're going to end up with an Age of Ultron kind of situation.
See, my concern about I almost said Firestar. My concern about the Spider-Verse is that in the animated movie, they did such a good job.
Mm-hmm.
But when you do animated movies, you kind of have free reign to have something, that's fresh, new, that your audience hasn't seen, and you can just run with it.
And I think you're going to have that. I think you're going to have something fresh and something new. Here's the thing, though. You have to go bigger. Anytime you have something like Into the Spider-Verse, where you have an animated story and you produce something great, when you do a real live action, the first thing you have to do is make people what? Believe.
Believe, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you're going to make people believe, you have to go bigger and you have to go better.
Yeah.
So in order for them to do it, which from how it seems and with Doctor Strange poking in, I think we're going to see that, but I think so much is going to happen before that. Also, I think Doctor Strange is going to be somewhat of a mentor kind of thing for Peter Parker, like Tony, because he has nobody else. Tony's gone,
and he's got Happy.
Yeah, but Happy is not really like a mentor superhero because he's not a superhero.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So the only other person that he spent any time with who was anyone was Doctor Strange.
Should we not be concerned about like how Doctor Strange handles this kid?
Oh, we should be very concerned. You see what I'm saying? But Doctor Strange is not, for one, he's a Sorcerer Supreme.
Right.
So I'm sure one of them million tablets that he already read, or one of them million books.
He's also a detached human being.
Yeah.
You know, like Wong is about all he tolerates on a daily basis.
No, I think Doctor Strange is, since he became Doctor Strange or the Sorcerer Supreme.
Yeah.
I think he have been more compassionate. Even when he was dealing with, what was her name in the movie? Rachel McAdams. Remember the other doctor?
Yeah.
Even when he was dealing with her afterwards. Because remember, he went back to see her and so on and so on.
I mean, I didn't really see the personal side of Doctor Strange all that much until Infinity War. And even then, he was still... I get the reason why he has to be the way he is because he is entrusted with A, an Infinity Stone, and B, protecting reality.
Okay.
So I get the fact that he has to be a certain way about that. But he doesn't play well with others.
He doesn't. But, I mean, if he have to play because he understands, you know, the caliber of certain things.
I mean, he did tell them, like, I will not hesitate to choose the stone.
Yeah, but that situation was different. The fate of the world was, you know what I'm saying? But look, he still turned around and gave it to him because he saw the future.
Right.
So when push comes to shove, if he have to,
he'll make the right choice.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, as far as a relationship with Peter Parker, could be pretty rocky.
I think it will be.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a teenager.
Right.
You're dealing with an adult who have little patience.
Well, hormone. And the teenager has hormones.
You see what I'm saying?
All right, so Firestar's real name is Angelica Angel, in quotes, Jones.
Okay.
So you got the J part.
So maybe they're going with the Michelle Jones. I think Zendaya is playing Michelle Jones. That's where the whole MJ comes in.
You know, the funny thing is I looked it up on IMDb, and I didn't look up the second one. I looked up Far From Home, and it's just listed as MJ.
I think she says it in Homecoming.
I think she says Michelle.
Michelle Jones. And he's like, oh, MJ. Huh. MJ. Okay. No, he said, what's your last name? And she said Jones. And she says, yeah, everybody just calls me MJ or something like that. Mm-hmm. So everybody's thinking it's Mary Jane, but so it's actually...
who is Michelle Jones?
I want to say Firestar, man.
Right.
But I think they changed it.
But is there a Michelle Jones in the comics?
Yes.
Okay, and who is she in the comics?
She's Firestar in the comics.
She is Firestar.
Yeah, I think there was a run where they did it where her name was Michelle Jones.
Not Angelica. Okay.
If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on it. But I think that's the route that they were going with it.
Okay.
But either way, you know, we'll see. Now, last night, Sony issued a statement saying that they promised the first look of Spider-Man 3 in 2020. Okay. Meaning sometime before this year's done, we're gonna see, if they start production or something, they're probably gonna have concept art or something. There was something just released earlier today. Okay. And I'm not sure if it's something straight out of the movies or whatever. They wanted some kind of concept fan art. But it had Spider-Man swinging in 2 different helicopters, like shining a light on him, snipers in the helicopters, right. Like almost like he's being hunted. Yeah. By the military or some special force or something like that.
And we can easily see Kraven leading that team.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. These guys look like they could have been tactical or military or something. But who knows? Because we don't know the route which they're going to take Kraven in here.
All right, so for those of us who know of Kraven but don't really know Kraven, what should we know about Kraven? Other than he's a hunter.
I hope I'm saying his name right. Sergei Kravenov. Okay. Sergei Kravenov. I think, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. He is Kraven the Hunter.
Right.
From Russia. Mm-hmm. Okay. End up getting hurt. Took some kind of serum. to heal, and instead it enhanced his abilities. He had senses like all different kind of creatures, animals, whatever. He ended up becoming a hunter and tracker, and would hunt rare stuff. Spider-Man just happened to be in his crosshairs one time, and he's like, I'm finna hunt Spider-Man. In the books. However, that you see like where they are bringing him in now, and if he's going to be coming into, I don't think he's going to be in the MCU. He's going to be in the Spider-Man run, or the Spider-Man series or sequels. But Sony, because it's a Spider-Man character, it now has to become a Sony character, almost like Morbius or Venom. Okay, they are still Marvel characters, but Sony has the rights to them. But now Sony's playing ball with Disney.
Yeah,
them and Disney have a really nice relationship going on. So that's why we're seeing now Benedict Cumberbatch coming over from the MCU over into Sony being...
Well, I mean, is that really what's happening? Or is Sony really just lending their characters to Marvel like they did last time?
It can't be a situation... Well, it could, but this is not that kind of situation. Because this is Spider-Man 3. If it was Avengers...
It's still an MCU movie, though, is it not?
It'll tie to the MCU movies. But it's not an MCU movie. It's not a Disney movie. It's a Sony movie.
Okay.
Like the Venoms.
I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah, the Venoms are Sony, because it's Sony release movies.
Right.
Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man Far From Home.
But I thought those were MCU movies.
No, those are actually Sony movies. Spider-Man still belongs to Sony.
Right. But I thought that the agreement that the two organizations had,
they work together. Yeah, they work together, but it's not considered the MCU. It's considered. That's why none of the Spider-Mans are on Disney. Now you'll see Spider-Man in Avenger type movies or collabos. You see what I'm saying? Like what is that? Infinity War. We see him again in Endgame, but there's no Homecoming on Disney. There's no Far From Home on Disney.
Well, I mean, it took Disney a minute just to get Infinity War on there.
Because they had ties on Netflix. They had to finish out that contract.
Right.
But remember, Homecoming came out way before Infinity War.
Right.
It cannot be on Disney because it's not a Disney owned product or property. It's still Sony's property.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So that came out last night. Yesterday they had Expo Cinema, which is like the biggest event in film. They held it in virtual form. Production companies like Warner Brothers, Disney, Sony, all of them, they come in and they showcase all of the big upcoming films and stuff. This is a big thing that they have.
Sure.
Okay, and one of the things that they were talking about was some of the biggest news coming down the pike from Sony, saying that the biggest project that they're working on, Spider-Man 3, which is supposed to be released in 2021. So we know for a fact production have started. We know for a fact at the ending, sometime between now and the ending of 2020, we're gonna see Spider-Man, something of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Which, let me tell you, after how 2020 have been, I need a W. I don't know if y'all need a W, but I need a W.
We all need a W.
You see what I'm saying? So if I get to see Spider-Man or something about Spider-Man 3 sometime, before the year's done, I'm like, hip hip hooray, give it to me.
Yeah.
Camilla, I don't know if I'm saying this right. Camilla Pachero.
Kamala. That's what I say.
No, this is the executive marketing director for Sony. Yeah, okay, Camilla Pacheco. She's saying something about this December 16th of 2021 was the date that they originally gave to Spider-Man. They're still going to keep that same date. Okay. They're also keeping the Morbius and the Venom date, which is March of 2021 and June of 2021.
I haven't seen a Morbius
trailer. Something new from Morbius.
I haven't that was so long ago that I read any of those comics that I forgot that he even existed.
The Living Vampire.
Yeah.
No, I never did.
Well, I just
see,
you and I are two different people when it comes to comics. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
However, when I saw it, I was like, oh man, I forgot that I used to read some of those comics back in the day.
The Living Vampire.
Yeah.
I I'm gonna be honest with you, and I wish my man between panels was gonna be here with us tonight. But his work schedule, he's really busy right now, ripping and running. Shout out to my man between panels. We love you. We miss you. Can't wait to have you back in the Panther Lair.
Come back.
Now, one of the things, because me and him was talking about Morbius when the trailer dropped.
Okay.
And I remember saying to him, I love the story that they're going with. Because it's the actual story of the living vampire, of Morbius.
Yeah.
I hate how he looks.
For real.
Let me tell you what I think he looks like. I think he looks like, you remember the Spider-Man in the 90s?
Yes.
Okay. The Spider-Man was an animated series. He looked like that Morbius. I'm talking like comic book, one-dimensional, flat, just... This is 2020. Give me the living vampire Morbius.
Right.
Don't give me 1996 Morbius. What is wrong with you? Come on, Sony. You can't give me a better... Dude, give me a vampire that look like a real vampire.
He looks like a goblin with vampire teeth.
You insulting goblins now.
Am I insulting goblins?
You insulting goblins.
Looks like a goblin, doesn't it? Yeah.
It's like, I don't get it, man. And look, if some people like the way he looks, hey, kudos to you. I, however, don't. I think he looks very cartoony, very fake, very one-dimensional.
Well, see, what I'm looking at right now looks like an illustration.
Okay. That's how he looks in the movies. That's how he looks.
I'm going to give it a shot. Give it a shot.
Hey, I'm not saying...
I like the character from back in the day.
I love the character. I'm not saying I'm not going to give it a shot. I'm still going to give it a shot. Because I got to know what I'm talking about and I got to see what's happening.
Yeah.
But if they don't change the way he looks by the time the movie comes out...
Yeah.
Garbage.
You know, I don't know why I thought of this particular character, especially because he's not even a Marvel character.
Okay.
But if they had a Lobo movie, would you go see it?
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm a fan. Listen, man, I'm a fan of everything pop culture, superhero, villain type. And I can't not go see it. I have to see it.
Yeah.
So that when I speak about it, I know what I'm saying.
Right. Are you satisfied with the choice of the actor for Morbius?
Yes.
Okay. Who would you get to play Lobo then?
Lobo. If I'm wrong, say I'm wrong, or tell me you can't see this. Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Marinate on that for a second.
Russell Crowe?
Russell Crowe. We talking Lobo. Lobo don't speak straight American accent, whatever. Lobo has somewhat of an exotic, the way how Lobo speaks, right?
But he has this attitude.
Yes. Russell. Am I saying it right? No, man. It's not. I'm sorry. I'm giving you the wrong. Leonidas. I'm sorry. What's the guy name?
That's Russell Crowe.
That's Russell. Yeah. Russell Crowe is the one. No, Russell Crowe is Gladiator.
Isn't his name Leonidas in it?
No, King Leonidas from 300.
Oh.
Gerald Butler.
Okay.
That's.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I said Russell Crowe. I meant Gerald Butler. Gerald Butler. Lobo.
Yeah. Now that could work.
Yes. Can you see it now?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm sorry about the Russell Crowe thing because I don't know why I thought it was just in my head at that time. But yeah, Gerald Butler, man, like boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lobo.
No, I go with that.
Yeah.
I will go with
so they're gonna have them keep the same date. Now we talked a little bit about Sony making that official statement saying, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield or whatever.
So
that's a rumor. That's not confirmed.
If they're gonna do a Spider-Verse,
okay.
Then who are we gonna see? Obviously, I think we will see a Miles Morales.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Gwen.
Yeah. Or Spider-Woman. Because you remember, Olivia Munn made the statement she made. Now, if she's working on a project that have nothing to do with this, then it's definitely Jessica Drew, because we talked about this on the show. That's how I feel strongly about that.
Yeah.
If they're going to do a Spider-Verse, they have to bring in Spider-Gwen.
Who do you have play her?
Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah.
She doesn't age. I don't know what it is about her, man. If you remember that Heroes, the TV show Heroes?
Yes, that was my stuff right there. That was my.
She looked like she's about 5 years older than that.
Yeah.
She's in her what? She got to be in her like late 20s, early 30s.
No, Hayden is probably in her 30s by now, late 30s by now.
Okay.
Because I don't think
she still looked like she's like 17, 18.
Yeah. It was hard seeing her as like a real adult in Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
But she was all the way adult.
She was all the way adult.
You know, and I'm like, this is not the same girl.
Between her size, her features, everything.
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of young, upcoming, talented actresses who can pull her off.
Give me a 20-year-old. A 20-plus-year-old.
Spider-Gwen?
Yeah.
I can't.
Can't even think of one.
Can't even think of one.
Mm. Is that a problem with us?
No. Here's the thing. No. No. I don't think we're getting too old at all. But I do believe, like strongly believe, that if you're gonna pull off somebody like Spider-Gwen, you have to have depth. You have to have range.
Yeah.
And you have to be an older actress who looks young.
Do they bring Silk?
No.
You didn't see that question. You didn't see that question coming.
I didn't. Here's why you can't bring Silk yet. She has to be developed. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? And I don't think it's enough playroom for her to be developed.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Because you still got May Parker. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? You still got the Spider-Man Noir. You still got Spider-Man 2099. If you're going to go that route, you still got all these different Spider-Man that you're going to be bringing into a Spider-Verse. Mm-hmm. I see Spider-Gwen before I see Silk. Not saying they can't bring Silk. I'm just saying I see her before I see Silk.
Okay.
Silk is loved by a lot.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But Spider-Gwen is loved by more.
Okay.
And if Sony's going to do it and they're going to do it right, they're going to grab somebody that everybody loves more and gravitates to more.
Who plays Miles?
Well, you know there's a rumor about, what's his name? Caleb, what's his last name? The young boy from Stranger Things. Yeah. I don't think they go that route. Personally, me, I would like to see, I don't know, man.
Well, first of all, in his defense, he is not a bad actor.
He's not a bad actor at all.
Caleb McLaughlin.
Yes, McLaughlin.
Yeah.
I don't see him being Miles. He is popular enough and a good actor for them to cast as Miles.
I mean, he is Latino, right? How about the kid from Cobra Kai? You know what I'm talking about, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. Let me tell you something, man. I think I'm stuck on the little kid from Cloak and Dagger. Aubrey, whatever his last name is.
The black kid?
The black kid. Cloak.
Okay.
Right?
He was... all right. So
Miles is a kid in high school. You know, he have some issues or whatever. Miles runs off. He does his thing. He become...
Cloak and Dagger was such a good show for him.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could see him in a spider role.
Okay.
Because he, in that other person, played a amazing job being Cloak and Dagger. Mm-hmm. Hated that the show's not on anymore.
Yeah. There you go. The girl who plays Dagger, she could pull off Spider-Gwen. I don't think she have the range.
I don't know, man. She
has the look.
She got better as time went on.
She got the look. She did get better.
And to be honest, by the way, her name is Olivia Holt. That's her name.
Okay.
And I like Olivia. I think she's out of all the new shows, and I'm talking about Cloak and Dagger. What was the other one with the crew where they were fighting their parents? What was that?
Runaways.
Runaways. Hell, I'll even throw Titans up in there too.
What's the little kid from Runaways with the glasses?
Kid from Runaways with the glasses. Which character did you
The little black kid.
Oh, the black kid. Now I can see him doing that.
Miles.
Yeah.
That's Miles.
Yeah.
From the high top fade to the complexion of his skin to the range of his acting.
Yeah.
Bruh. I could see him. Yes. Miles Morales.
His name is Renzi Feliz.
That's it. That guy. Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think they will get him for my to be Miles simply because he's already in this Runaway show.
Well, Runaways is over though. I thought they canceled the show.
They did. They did. So it's a very strong possibility Disney could, repurpose him and use him again.
What about her name is the one that played Carolina. Her real name is Virginia Gardner.
Okay.
And she's the one who was
Glowy.
Yeah.
Yeah. As Spider-Gwen?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think she can act. I think, listen, man, I think she's eye candy. And if I'm wrong, hey, she's attractive. She's Sweet Valley High, whatever.
But this is why I'm saying that the one who played Dagger, I like her acting out of all of them.
But she grew into her acting abilities. Like when she starts, she's a little one-dimensional, flat. Mm-hmm. But then by the middle of season 1, she started blossoming into this amazing actress. And I'm like, it was like Sansa Stark. What's the chick name? Mrs. Joe Jonas. Sophie.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Sophie.
She literally was like that.
Yeah, she developed over time to the part where it's like
you fell in love with her.
Yeah.
By the time Game of Thrones ended.
Yeah.
No.
I know.
We won't even mention it, but
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But by the time it ended, she was my favorite character.
Really?
Yes.
Not Arya.
No.
I liked Arya.
Sansa Stark was a boss.
She was.
Who ended up ruling the North. Mic drop.
Right. No, Sansa. When I first saw the first season, I was like, this child is horrible.
Yes.
And then she becomes abused.
Yes.
For a really long time.
Yes.
Sometimes out of pain and trauma, you can emerge like the fire.
How are diamonds made? From pressure.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And she became a diamond.
Yeah. Yeah. And I liked how she maintained independence, and she's like, this is how it's going to be.
This is the North. You're not ruling the North.
Yeah.
Stark will rule the North.
Yeah. No. It's not happening.
Yeah. But yeah, man. I mean, that's my pick for Miles. That's my pick for Spider-Gwen.
Yeah. Olivia Holt definitely could play Spider-Gwen.
She could pull it
well,
off. Yeah. I definitely can't see old girl from Runaways. I'm sorry. She's attractive. She's a pretty face.
But that's all.
Her acting range doesn't do it for me. It does not make me believe she is who she says she is.
Yeah.
The little black kid, he make me believe that he's Miles. If you have a Spanish mom and a black daddy, that's what you would look like.
That's what you would look like.
Miles Morales,
yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. Alright, so Sony Collider, back in August, they released Kraven the Hunter. Was supposed to be the villain. Mm-hmm. And then last week, they introduced Doctor Strange. Is supposed to be rolling over into Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
How far do you think they're going to take this?
I really have no idea, because when I saw Into the Spider-Verse for the first time, I didn't know what I was in for in the first place.
Okay.
And I swear, I honestly think that some people was high when they made that film.
You think people was high?
Well, high. When they
with all the little...
Oh, God, they were... And to be honest, in the last Spider-Man movie, too, when they had the whole... where he was tripping and bumping into stuff because, he'd reach for something and nothing's there. You gotta be kind of trippy to play out those sequences like that. So, Into the Spider-Verse was so different to me and so well done that I have no idea how you put that on the silver screen as a live action film. So I have no idea how they're gonna go.
Nobody thought they were gonna see Doctor Strange be as trippy either, right?
Well,
Here's the thing about Into the Spider-Verse. You know that was an Oscar-winning.
It was a great film.
Yeah, it won an Oscar.
The thing about Doctor Strange is that some of those comics were left around the house at my grandmother's house when I was living there for a while, and all that stuff was trippy.
Yeah.
So Doctor Strange has been trippy for a while. So, however deep, I'm actually glad that they're doing this like horror theme type thing for Doctor Strange, because if you're gonna do it, this is a perfect platform to do it in, because he's always doing something crazy or in different realms. You know, didn't he like have a issue with Mephisto at some point?
He had plenty of issues with Mephisto.
Right. So
well, even like one of my best Daredevil run is when Doctor Strange and Mephisto have it out when he tells Daredevil, "Hey, don't say anything.
Don't say nothing to him." Right.
You know, and then Daredevil.
And you know, Matt being mad.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing though. Mephisto egged it on.
Right.
Because he said some stuff to Matt. You know,
Right.
you ain't no devil with them red horns. You know, like dissing him. Like, I'm the devil. What's wrong with you? Matt decided to speak, and then he started getting loose, and Doctor Strange took everything he could to get him back in his hole.
Hey, I am so glad, and I've probably said this on multiple casts, but I'm so glad that Netflix did a great job with Daredevil.
Oh, absolutely.
Because we've gotten pure crap in the past.
And now that Netflix have released Charlie Cox for Marvel to scoop him up, if Marvel does not scoop him up,
It's going to be depressing. Not depressing, that's a little strong, but disappointing.
let's just say they would have lost something very valuable.
There's some people that when they play a role, they do it so well that you can't see anybody else doing that role. Like right now, we cannot see anybody else playing
Iron Man.
Panther. Can't see anybody else playing Iron Man.
Yeah.
I would say that I can't see anybody else playing Doctor Strange.
Now, I don't know. Honestly, I can't see anybody playing Doctor Strange. Here's the crazy side of it, though. Outside of, and I know I've said this before, guys, you know, for those who are your friend, I'm sorry. Outside of Carol Danvers, a.k.a. Miss Marvel, a.k.a. What's the actress name? Brie Larson.
Brie Larson.
Who can you see playing anybody that they play in the MCU?
Well, I think there's plenty of people that you can put in Captain
Honestly,
Marvel shoes.
there's only one other person I could see. One or two.
Playing Captain Marvel?
No. Playing any other character. Like, I think you can replace Grandmaster. I think you could replace the Collector. I think you can replace Captain Marvel. However, I think the actress who played Hela, perfectly casted. Loki, perfectly casted. Black Panther, perfectly casted.
Yeah.
Captain America, Iron Man, Thor,
Right.
Black Widow, you name it. Sarah Finn, in her, I trust. I'm gonna leave it there. Mic drop. Everybody else have landed the role that they've landed and been perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can hear me, Sarah Finn, shout out. I think you need to go see old boy who plays Runaways, Miles Morales. You heard it here. But yeah, I think Doctor Strange is gonna come in. We already know he's coming in WandaVision. Mm-hmm. I think what we see, he comes in at the end of WandaVision. Mm-hmm. It rolls over into Spider-Man, and if all of this stuff is correct, Homeworlds, because the multiverse is gonna spill over and craziness is gonna be happening, and it ends in Doctor Strange 2: Multiverse of Madness, and I think that's where Doctor Strange fixes it all, if at all it is possible. And that's my theory.
That's your theory.
And we just have to wait and see what happens.
You know, I don't have too many theories about anything.
Yeah.
So, especially when it comes to future of these films, mainly because I want to see what you're going to give me. Now, if we're watching a TV show, I'm like, all right, this is about to happen. You know, like I'll say what I believe is about to happen. But when it comes to these films and what's upcoming and I am out of my depth when it comes to predicting how it's going to go.
Yeah.
So I'm grateful that I can at least, come up with an actor here and there for a role, but as far as how they go with the storyline, it seems to never be what I think it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's people I know that have inside information that helps.
Yeah.
But
well, I do hope if it is gonna happen, and maybe it's a rumor now, but maybe they are really in talks with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Hey, I would love to see Tobey Maguire come back.
I mean, I would love to see all of them come back. I'm
not really all that big of a fan of the second guy, though.
I mean, you gotta fill roles. You gotta fill Spider-Man roles.
I mean, they brought Jamie back
as Electro.
Right.
It only makes sense if you're gonna bring Jamie back. That's another thing. Electro is coming back.
Right.
But he did put out a statement and say he's not gonna be blue. Here's my thing: is he wearing yellow and green?
He should be wearing yellow and green.
He should be.
He should be.
And if they do it right, I hope
he gonna have like a star on his face?
I don't know. We don't know what they're gonna do.
I don't think they'll go that far.
I don't think they should, because that's
it's
comic book 1985.
Yeah, it's very flamboyant, if you will.
Yeah.
Extra. But I think that there's something they could do. And speaking of costume, just thinking about Kraven, do we get the
fur around the neck?
Do we get that?
I don't know. I was just talking about fur around the neck today.
Now, I could see him being more in tactical gear, but when he's home, bust out the fur.
I don't know.
Walk around the house.
Here's my thing. See, I hear you with all that, and all that sounds great. Give me a fan cast. Who would you like to see?
As Kraven?
Just Kraven.
I thought he was already casted. He's not casted?
I don't know. There'd been no confirmation.
Jimmy
Kimmel was made. I think he was trolling folks.
If I got to choose who Kraven was, it would be. Hold on. I'm gonna.
Let me give you mine while you look up yours. Mine is Sofia Vergara's husband, the girl from Family, whatever. Joe. What's his name? Joe Manganiello.
Carl Urban.
Carl Urban.
That's who I would put as Kraven.
That's who you put as Kraven.
That's right.
I'll put the dude Deathstroke. He's in the DCEU as Deathstroke. We saw him in the end going on the boat.
No. Here's the reason why.
Okay.
He deserves a role that is on a Deathstroke level role.
Kraven the Hunter, man.
I get that.
Listen, who do you know in Hollywood right now? One is that age, because he's in that sweet spot age.
Yeah.
Who is in that age with that kind of body? You cannot have anybody who don't have that kind of body play Kraven. Kraven have to be depicted by an actor who has the physical stature and the prowess. Yeah. That's him.
So
I mean, for me, that's
Carl Urban, because his body is not quite the same. Well, actually, to be honest, I don't know what his body looks like.
I'm sure he could work out. I'm sure he could work it out. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he could get ripped if he need to.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Gerald Butler, we talked about him earlier.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? He got ripped for 300.
The thing about Carl Urban is that I've seen him play McCoy.
Mm-hmm. Judge Dredd.
Did he play Judge Dredd?
Sylvester Stallone played him, and then Carl Urban came back and played him later.
I didn't even know there was another Judge Dredd.
There were two, yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
But he also, as Billy Butcher in The Boys.
Mm-hmm. He slays. He slays. He's an amazing actor. Yeah. However, I would save him for something else.
And see, you're saying you would save him, and I'm saying I would save
Joe
for something else.
Man, Joe he gives me that kind of Kraven vibe. The only thing for me though, man, is, you know what? If I can't have Joe, give me the dude Boyka.
From Star Wars?
No.
Who?
Boyka. I can't remember his
I'd say Boyega. That's what I was
No,
thinking.
Man. Boyka. He something Atkins. Scott Atkins. He plays Boyka in the fighting movie, The Undisputeds. Scott Adkins, the martial artist.
Okay.
He gives off a Russian accent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He doesn't speak that much. He just kicks butt. Craven, like Spider-Man talks 75% of the time. You might hear Craven speak maybe 15%. And then you'll hear 10% it'll be somebody else, whether it's in the street or a vendor or somebody else in the Spider-Man comic store. Craven don't talk. He hunts. Every now and again he'll say something, and he's always about his Calypso or girl. But it's Craven all day.
Right.
Scott is not a good actor to where he can talk and act and make you believe. That's why he's so good playing Boyka. Because Boyka is a man of few words, but he get in that ring with you, he gonna bust you up.
Gotcha.
And if you're gonna use somebody like that, who's gonna hunt and fight and kick Spider-Man butt all over the place, that's him. So if you don't give me Joe, give me Scott Adkins.
Obviously it doesn't matter because he played Mysterio, but I really would have liked Jake Gyllenhaal to play a more like violent and built character.
Can I tell you honestly who I would have loved to see him play?
Who?
Norman Osborn.
Yeah, I can see that. Did you watch him as a fighter, as a boxer? That film.
He got range. Here's the thing though. Being that it was a Sony movie, and I was like, man, y'all gonna waste a character like Mysterio on Jake.
Like
me.
Jake, you could have got anybody to play Mysterio.
Yeah.
But Jake, I don't know if it wasn't the really.
I would have put him to play Norman Osborn. Here's why. Because Norman Osborn is gonna pop up, and Norman Osborn.
How can he not?
Norman Osborn is on that level like Doctor Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Not as big of a villain, but as calculating.
Big enough. You can't think of Spider-Man without thinking of a
what is getting ready to happen in Black Widow? I think I might be talking
Taskmaster.
too much. Taskmaster, right?
Who's playing Taskmaster?
You're going to have to watch the movie and see.
I could always go on the internet and look it up.
You can't. They're going to say who they speculate. No one. Taskmaster right now does not have a face.
So you're telling me that this movie is done and I can't find out who the cast is?
Because they have not released that. Go to IMDb Black Widow. I know the guy who's playing him,
right? But
they have not released that. Unless this is something lately that they released. If you Black Widow, IMDb Black Widow, the guy is not in there.
That is crazy.
Yeah. Again, unless they have updated it within the last few weeks and they put the character Taskmaster and who he's playing, or who's playing him, or the guy's face and name, you don't know. I know who's playing him.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But yeah, they have not released that in an official statement. What do you see? Do you see anything? You don't see anything, right?
I'm still looking for
and the character, his name, who he is on there. Taskmaster is not on there.
So what's his real name?
I don't know.
There's actually a lot of people.
Yeah.
Where their name of the character is not.
It's not there.
Listed.
It's not there.
That's amazing. I didn't even know that they even roll like that.
So within the last week, there's been a lot of things that have dropped. Okay.
Yeah.
There's something that dropped that said that Omega Red is going to be on Falcon Winter Soldier.
Okay.
Earlier we talked about Tatiana Maslany being casted as She-Hulk.
Okay.
Tatiana Maslany came out, I think, within a few days ago and said she's not officially gonna be She-Hulk. Or she's not in talks with anyone about She-Hulk. I don't know if she's debunking.
So the person that was that they confirmed as the She-Hulk is no longer confirmed as She-Hulk.
They're saying that was all rumored. Because this hit a wave, and when I went back and I look at it, none of the sources, it was a lot of reputable sources, but all of them were wrong. if it is so, I don't know if she's saying this just because they didn't make the official announcement.
Yeah.
And she is tapped to play it. Because remember they said they wanted an Alison Brie type.
Yeah.
And she was an Alison Brie type. And when news hit, everybody was like, "Oh my God, Tatiana Maslany." It was all over the internet. And until she just came out within the last couple of days and said she's no longer reprised, or she's not casted as She-Hulk. There's been no official statement, so I don't know. It's, as for right now, it's just a rumor.
What about Gina Carano?
I always wanted her as She-Hulk, hands down. Me in between panels talked about her like maybe 10 times. He was like, "What?" I was like, "Gina Carano, give me, that's my She-Hulk."
Right.
Hands down.
Right.
When she do that superhero landing in Deadpool, you cannot tell me that's not She-Hulk.
Right. Right.
But
would you cast who was the UFC boxer that turned actress?
Ronda Rousey.
Would you cast her in the MCU?
No.
Why not?
She cannot act. Please. No disrespect, Ronda Rousey. I think you're beautiful. I think you kick butt in the ring. However,
you didn't like her in the... I keep wanting to say the Untouchables, but that's not what they
she
were.
was on in the third one.
But it's not. They're not called Untouchables, though. They're called the...
I know you're talking about. Is when all these retirees come out of the... Oh my gosh, what is it called? Expendables. Expendables 3.
You didn't like her in Expendables 3?
I liked her fighting. She opened her mouth and I cringe a little bit. She does not have range. She does not make me believe she is who she says she is. You gotta make me believe. Again, amazing fighter. And I'm sure her stunts are great. And I'm sure she's the one doing her stunts.
Yeah.
However, we talking acting here. No.
Not one bit.
No. Say another word. No. 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 But man, it's been fun. Thank you guys for coming into the SpiderVerse today. This is your boy Tchallabpp74 and my man
Keitanooo.
You guys have a great evening.